Reform's Treasury spokesperson, Robert Jenrick, has defended Nigel Farage over allegations that he failed to declare benefits provided by a convicted criminal. The Sunday Times is reporting that George Cottrell gave the Reform UK leader support with security and social media staff in the year before he entered Parliament. Mr. Cottrell, who is seen here with Mr. Farage, was jailed for wire fraud in the United States in 2017. The Liberal Democrats have called for an investigation into whether the Reform leader has breached parliamentary rules. But speaking to Sky's Trevor Phillips, Robert Jenrick said the story is simply an attempt to drag Mr. Farage down.
So let's just deal with Mr. Nigel Farage. You are telling me that this Mr. George Cottrell is just some acquaintance. He doesn't, you tell me, pay for Mr. Farage's bodyguards and so on and so forth. Do you think?
So what's the story then?
You're telling me that. You've conceded that... I haven't conceded anything.
George Cottrell is an old friend of Nigel's. He's allowed to have friends, and that he supported him before he became a Member of Parliament, doesn't do so now. What's the story? There is no story here. This is just yet another in a whole chain of smears that's trying to drag Nigel down. And we're sick of it. Let's talk about the things that people actually care about.
Well, our People in Politics correspondent Nick Martin has more.
Mr. Farage is once again facing questions about money, transparency and his relationship with wealthy allies. And remember, George Cottrell, as you said, is a controversial character. He's a convicted fraudster and he's a long-standing friend of Mr. Farage. And the allegation in the Sunday Times article is that Mr. Cottrell gave him support for security, social media and even support and money for rented accommodation before he was an MP. And the question is whether that should have been declared once Nigel Farage was elected as MP for Clacton. Now, as we've just heard from Robert Jenrick, they are defending Nigel Farage to the hilt, saying he has done nothing wrong, that he's declared everything he has to declare. But there are still huge questions about whether the parliamentary rules have been broken, and that will have to be established. Now, this is, of course, not the first time that Nigel Farage has faced an investigation. He is currently under investigation by the Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards over a separate £5 million personal gift from the British cryptocurrency investor Christopher Harburn, which was given in 2024. Now, that is still underway. And Mr. Farage said in that case the money was for his personal use and not for political use. Now, just interesting, some of the details in the Sunday Times article. They say that Nigel Farage did register a £9,000 trip to Belgium in 2024, which was paid for, donated by Mr. Cottrell, and a £15,000 domestic flight to the United States, also paid for by Mr. Cottrell, but no other support, it's reported, has been registered with the members' interests log. And so that will be the question now. Now, the government, the Labour Party, have issued a statement on this, and we can give you that now. It's quite a strongly worded statement. They say, Reform can't shrug this scandal off and hope that it goes away. Everyone can see through Robert Jenrick's desperate attacks on the media. This is serious and it deserves proper scrutiny. Nigel Farage has been secretly funded by a convicted criminal and Jenrick cannot explain why. The truth is, Farage and his party are just in it for themselves. They're entirely unfit for office. Now, the Liberal Democrats have also written to the Parliamentary Commissioner on Standards, asking them to look into this latest allegation, saying it raises serious questions as to whether Mr. Farage complied with the rules. Now, the question right now is not so much whether Mr. Farage has broken the rules. That has not been established yet. The issue is whether the public has a clear enough picture of how Mr. Farage is supported as one of the most influential British politicians and on what terms.